Hey guys, welcome back to Daniel Rosehill Plus here on YouTube. My name is Daniel Rosehill. This is my broader YouTube channel where I just kind of spray out a array of different topics as opposed to my main YouTube channel, which focuses now really on stuff to do with Israel, although this actually has to do with Israel, so there's a bit of a crossover here. I did a few videos recently about aviation in Israel and air travel generally. And in the process of that, came across some, I thought, really interesting stats on Wikipedia about which airlines are operating the most in and out of Israel. And there has been quite dramatic change from the old days before the low-cost carriers began operating here, thanks to the Open Skies Agreement. Track down the kind of reporting database here on the Israel Airport Authority website. And I thought for anyone else procrastinating today, I thought I would show you guys my findings. This is it. It's Ben Gurion International Airport Activity Reports. This is just up on their website, and they have really reports for, you can see month by month here in the year that I'm recording this in, 2023, and they have monthly reports going back different years, and they also have the annual reports. You can actually call up the annual report for 2022, and you'll get all these kind of interesting stats about the airport and how many people are going there. So I thought I would just take a look, for those interested in these things, about the details going on at Ben Gurion Airport. In 2022, there were just about 10 million incoming and outgoing passengers at the airport. And you can see here that the figure for 2021 was only 3 million in and out. So that's actually a crazy difference of 6 million here and 19 million here. So this really reflects basically COVID, how much Israel was impacted by it, and how much aviation rebounded during the last full year, during which reporting data is available. And you can see as well the breakdown between domestic and international activity, with 143, well, rounding up actually 144,000 international air movements during 2022, carrying a total of 20 million passengers. They give the breakdown by terminal as well, although that's less interesting. So you can see also the extent of private aviation at Ben Gurion Airport, that there were 9,930 private aviation flights in 2022. So that would cover stuff like general aviation, biz jets, compared to 115,000 schedule and charter flights. So 115,000 scheduled flights versus 9. So for every one private flight into Ben Gurion, there's about 15 commercial flights, or that was the story, at least in 2022. In the international activity section, we get some interesting activity, I believe, regarding the passenger figures by month, as well as the top destinations and airlines. So you can see here that the busiest month at Ben Gurion in 2022 was August, when they processed just over 2 million passengers, and the total for that year again is 19. And so that's peak season is in the summer, and you can see that the lowest point was actually the quietest months at the airport was January, where there was only just over 400,000, 420,000. So we're looking at a difference between 2 million passengers in on-season, and so basically a fourfold difference thereabouts in terms of the passenger numbers. I love this stuff. I love all this data. They have a little bar chart, as you can see here, comparing the trend for 21, which is the bar charts, and that's a bit different because it was such a quiet year. And 2022 is the dotted line here, showing the fluctuations in passenger numbers that occurred per month. Okay, this is, I think, very interesting. Which airlines are carrying the most people? So these are the 2022 figures here on the left and 2021 figures on the right. But let's just look at last year. So El Al carries the most passengers in and out of Ben Gurion with 4 million. But look at who's in number 2 and number 3. Very interesting. Ryanair carrying 1.5 million passengers to and from Ben Gurion. Sorry, Wizz carrying 1.5 million passengers to and from Ben Gurion in 2022. And Ryanair coming in very close to them. The point I made about the video that I did on my main YouTube channel regarding the Open Skies Agreement, it was a reciprocal aviation agreement between Israel and the EU, and basically it allows Israeli airlines to fly to any EU destination and any EU airline to fly to Israel. So it's basically a lot easier for routes to get off the ground. And traditionally there was just kind of these expensive carriers to and from Ben Gurion, and if we look at these flight numbers, El Al unsurprisingly comes in first place in terms of passenger figures, but the combined total of Wizz and Ryanair here chalks up, that's a good aviation analogy, chalks up to almost 3 million passengers between the two of them, compared to Turkish, which carried 1.27. And then we have another low-cost airline, EasyJet, with 800,000, Pegasus with 788, and the kind of classic staples for Israel, United and Lufthansa, are actually below EasyJet, United having about 700,000 and Lufthansa having about 500,000 roughly. And we can see here as well just the interesting variety, the kind of long tail of smaller airlines operating flights to and from Israel. And they literally have all the airlines here, with Air Cairo actually coming in last place with 20,000, carrying 20,000 passengers to and from the airport. They show on another chart here the accumulated passenger traffic just for the Israeli airlines. So I'd be interested to see who's in the others category, because I'm not sure who else there is besides El Al, Israel and Arkia. But we can see that El Al leading with their 4 million passengers, and then Israel and Arkia both moving 827 and 705,000 passengers. And a lot of those would be domestic movements between Ben Gurion and Eilat Ramon Airport. Oh, some more interesting data. So this is a good one. This is the accumulated passenger traffic distribution by countries. So you can see, interestingly, Turkey is actually the number one destination with 2.5 million passengers, followed by the US at 2 million, and Greece coming in third place, followed by Italy. What's interesting, if we scroll down a little bit here, is that the UAE clocking in on its first year of operation after the Abraham Accords with almost 1 million. And I believe that the latest passenger figures are putting the UAE higher. But in this graph here, they're in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They're the 8th most visited destination. So this is really interesting that just after this peace agreement between Israel and the UAE, the very first year, UAE in terms of flight movement is already leapfrogging above Cyprus, Spain, Poland, the Netherlands, all of which are kind of very traditional classic destinations for Israelis. Even Russia here, with only about 200,000 movements in the 2022 calendar year. And they give the percentage change here as well. They then give you an actual breakdown of the airports. So that was just the country. And you can see it's actually by airport. Dubai comes in third place with 763,000 flights. Istanbul, there are two airports, the new airport and Sabiha are number 1 and number 2, with Charles de Gaulle and Kennedy coming in 4th and 5th place, followed by Antalya, which is in Turkey. Here's another interesting section of the 2022 operational report entitled Cargo Activity. And you can see that according to the weight by tons, the total cargo on passenger aircraft was 161,000 tons, because almost all commercial, as far as I know, virtually all commercial airlines flights carry some cargo with them as well. So 161,000 tons on passenger aircraft and 217,000 tons on cargo airlines. And you get the distribution by airline as well. So in terms of incoming cargo on the passenger airlines, the leaders were El Al in first place with 24,626 incoming tons and 25,000 outgoing tons of cargo. And this figure here, cargo tons, is the combination of those two figures, followed by United and Turkish, France, American. So it's interesting just to see how much cargo all these carriers are moving with them on flights to and from Israel. Was El Al coming in first place. El Al 50,000 tons. And then they will also show the cargo by cargo airlines. And what's interesting is that there's actually more cargo moving in and out of Ben Gurion on El Al flights than on Kal, which is Israel's cargo carrier. And then these are the other cargo aircraft as well, some of them being operated by airlines. Finally, on the last page of the report, we have the domestic destination information. And this you can see here who's flying the domestic routes, or where they're flying to, I should say. So there were 787,000 passengers who used Ben Gurion on domestic flights in 2022, and 782,000 of them were going to Ramon Airport near Eilat, with 4,665 in the other category. I'm not sure what exactly their point of this video was. All I can say is that I thought it's interesting information. There's a whole minefield of information up here. I think the interesting thing really about it is how quickly the UAE has emerged as a destination, and really who's flying to and from Ben Gurion. And if you're also really curious and interested in the world of commercial aviation and even air cargo, you can go onto this website. You don't need a credential or whatever. It's just freely out there on the internet, and check out this info. So thanks for watching this video. Hope it was of some interest to other aviation geeks out there, and subscribe if you want to get more of them.